Hi guys, Steve Girardi here. Welcome to Steve Strings. Today I have for you an unboxing video. This is my first unboxing video, and this is of a banjo that I acquired from a Goodwill auction. I've been interested in looking at a banjo for a while, and so let's go ahead and open this and see what this is. Now again, this is from a Goodwill auction, so this is obviously a pre-owned instrument. And from just looking at the videos of this that I saw online, it looks like it may well be a bit of a fixer-upper, which I'm okay about, because as you know, I like to make instruments. And so I thought this might be something interesting and challenging to work on. So let's see what's in here. Again, I've only seen this on the photos that were on the online auction, so I'm curious to see what this looks like. So here we go. Again, this is a 5-string bluegrass style banjo as opposed to a 4-string tenor banjo or a 6-string guitar banjo. Again, this is a 5-string banjo. From looking at the headstock, you can see this, it says Montoya. This is something I did note when I was purchasing this, that it is missing one of the buttons from the tuning pegs. And so my thought was I could either just replace the buttons all the way around or replace the tuning pegs all the way around. But let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what I ended up with. Again, because I only saw this really online, so it's hard to get a good sense of what it was looking like. So from looking at the headstock here, I can see that it looks a little dusty, but otherwise it's in good shape. A couple of dings here on the headstock. From looking at the back side, I can see that there's more than one type of tuner on there. So at least one of these tuners has been replaced before. So that suggests to me maybe I want to go ahead and just switch these out all the way around. This particular one, you can see, is a little loose. Yeah, so maybe I'll just replace those all the way around. Let me go ahead and take a look at the neck here to see if it's bowed or warped or bent at all. And right now, it doesn't look like any significant bowage or warping anywhere. If anything, it looks like there's a little bit of an underbow, which means there won't be much of a chance of buzzing because of a back bow. If anything, it's got some good relief. From looking here down toward the body, the action is not too high, so I think that should be okay. Let's see here. So otherwise, from looking at the neck, I can see there are some issues here. It looks like there's a crack in the lacquer between the fretboard and the neck. So I'm not sure what's going on there with that. I'll have to look at that. Maybe this thing got dropped at some point and it kind of popped. If push comes to shove, I might need to actually remove this fretboard and put it back on. But I'll go ahead and take a look at that and see what that looks like more closely later on. Otherwise, the neck here looks good. The frets all look like they're in good shape. No particular excessive wear on any of them. There is some wear I can see on here. So this has obviously been played. The heel looks fine. No damage or to that. Looking here at the back of the resonator, it looks pretty good. Some basic wear, not to be expected in an older instrument. Looking here at the resonator, it looks like it's in pretty good shape also. I'm not seeing any cracks or issues. I do see that there are screws here that hold the resonator or the tone ring to the resonator And I see I am missing one of those here. I don't know if that will be a problem. That may be just a simple finding a screw to replace that. So that looks like that may be easy to do. Plainly it's not in tune. But otherwise it looks like it's fairly serviceable. So again, I got this thinking this is going to be more than likely a bit of a fixer-upper because I knew I'd have issues with the tuning pegs, and that's certainly the case. I am a little concerned right now looking at this and seeing that sort of crack there at the fretboard. Again, there's a little bit of a crack there. Again, it's not in the neck per se, it's this between the fretboard and the neck. So it may have been stressed at some point in time that made that lacquer pop. And if it's just the lacquer, then I'm not going to be too worried about it. Probably the best thing I should do is try to first clean this up. Look at, go ahead swapping out some of the tuning pegs there, and then tune it up and see what I have to work with. So in the future, I may be looking at filming or recording some of that process, or at least talking about kind of my future vision here for this. And certainly at the very least, I'll go ahead and get it cleaned up and then share that with you. The one thing I do like to see on this, I don't know if you can see this, there is a volute here in the neck, which helps kind of just reinforce it or strengthen it there at the neck. I do kind of like that. But otherwise, this was a fairly inexpensive purchase, knowing it'd be a bit of a fixer-upper. So I'm looking forward to see how this turns out. If you've played around with banjos before or seen any of these issues, I'd like to hear about your experiences with it. Because right now, I don't know how to play a banjo, but I'm looking forward to stringing it up and experimenting with it. Thanks for watching.